Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, but I got the car running with the AC fully on inside just so I can circulate the coolant around the engine bay and the radiator. But long story short, I had a little bit of an issue. I say a small issue because I just fixed it myself. So if I can fix it, it's not a major issue, trust me, because I don't know a lot about cars, but I do have some mechanical background. Long story short though, let me show you guys a clip of the first night of when it happened. Look, I want to be transparent on this channel, and I know you guys are subbing to me based off the ownership experience on this car. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys everything that's been going on lately the past week with this car. Sadly, I don't have warranty on it, so I'm fully liable on this car, but hey, that makes it fun. I had a BMW with a V8, so this ain't nothing new to me. All right, so I just got back home. I took the car real quick for a ride. I grabbed some groceries. And for a second, when I started this car, I thought it was just like, you know, something light, but it told me to check the coolant right there. Well, that's forget your key, but it told me to check the coolant level. I've never had that message before. So after I drive like an idiot and I get home, I'm like, you know what? Let me just pop the hood. Maybe it's actually something, you know? I look at the coolant seems low. This gives me, you know, with the bubbles it gives me, it's kind of sus. I'm like, what's going on? So I do some research, and apparently it's a common issue on this car with low coolant. I'm like, oh, okay. It's probably easy to fix. I'm spilling oil. I'm spilling coolant. I removed the cover. It's very wet. As you can see, I have a feeling it's coming from this area, somewhere around here, from a hose connected to the radiator. But let me pull this out, go from there. So, man, just look at this. This definitely happened while I was driving, because I mean, I can tell it got on my exhaust. This is definitely not something I just parked and it happened. The leaking stopped, but I mean, there's probably no coolant left. It's the next day. I woke up, went to Mercedes dealership, picked up some coolant, antifreeze, and don't forget, this is not 50-50, so just take out mark where it was at, and it's not full 4 quarts, so just take half of it out and add the rest of the half with water. After you're done with that, I refilled the reservoir, but not up too high, because I know it's gonna just, you know, come down. I don't want the whole thing to be wasted. And I'm about to start it and just confirm that hose that I saw that had some you know, some leaks around it, I just want to confirm if it's coming from there. If it is, I need to obviously fix that problem and replace it. If not, you know, this is gonna take it's gonna take a minute. As you can see, there's the hole right there. And yeah, I guess possibly I don't know, like some metal touched it and burnt a little bit. I don't know what could have caused that, but now I do know that I need to replace this hose. All right, now that it sounds a little better, I'm about to explain to you guys what just happened. So long story short, I don't really take this car out much as often. I drive it like once or twice a week. It might seem like I drive it a lot because of the channel, but I really mostly just take videos on it and take it out when I go out. But I work a lot, so I don't get the chance to enjoy it right now as much. So what I'm trying to say is, last time I took this car, it was like I think on a Friday night or something, and I just gave it a little spin, you know, around the block. I got home. It told me to check the coolant before I left, and I didn't think it was that serious because the car is sitting at home. You know, how could anything go wrong? And I came back and I'm like, you know what? Let me check the coolant. I pop the hood. I look at the coolant reservoir, which is right here, and I check in. I'm like, that seems a little bit low. I don't see any of the fluid. It was like pretty low, just like this. I filled it back up, but it went low because I diagnosed some stuff. But there was nothing here, and there was like barely anything in there. And I was like, okay, something's wrong, because it shouldn't leak that much. It shouldn't be off that much, you know? Something's got to be leaking. So I raise the car up, and then I hear something leak, and I just literally see like a waterfall leaking under. And I'm like, wow, that is bad. So I raise the car, and I take out the shield, and long hold, in this video I'm about to show you, or you probably already seen, there's a little hole in the radiator hose, the lower radiator hose. I guess it touched like something hot. I doubt it was a rock, because the radiator is right in front of it, covering it, so that hose is sitting behind, you know, the fan and everything. And yeah, it was leaking pretty bad. I'm kind of glad it was just a hose problem. It could have been worse, you know. I'm glad it wasn't the radiator itself, because that would have been there's no fixing that, you know. But yeah, so turned out the hose was leaking. Go to the Benz shop. I ask him, hey, what do you think is best? What should I do in this scenario? And, you know, just do my research if this is a common issue. There's barely any information on this car, because it's, you know, fairly new. I know 2019 might not seem as new, but like people that have these cars right now got just boatload of money, and they don't care. They pay $500 for oil change, which is absurd for me, because I know what an oil change takes, you know. You don't even need a brain to change your oil. But yeah, this type of issue though, I would highly suggest you guys to take it to a local mechanic. The only reason why I diagnosed it myself and looked at it, because I have some bad experience with some dealers, plus I trust myself a little bit more, admittedly, because I have some mechanical background. I'm not the smartest, you know. I just know like the wear and tear type of stuff. This was probably one of the highest things I've diagnosed, mainly because it's on a Mercedes. But it was pretty simple, self-explanatory. Saw in my eyes. I let the car run just to see where the leak was coming from, and then, you know, took a couple minutes. The car was leaking bad. I added coolant, of course. I bought coolant when I went to the dealership, and I had to put 50-50, because it doesn't come 50-50. The reason why I'm posting this is because when I did my research, I did not find any solutions. I went on the Mercedes page, and, you know, obviously this is something that could happen on any car. Like the fix I did was basically, you can do the same fix on a Tahoe or whatever car, Malibu. It's, you know, these are just general any car type of problems. So I don't think it is common on this car, but if you do have a low coolant right now, just check your hoses, because it's always possible that one of your hoses got a hole in it and it's leaking. Now, I don't know if you guys seen the full video, but I did put some, I put this sealant that I got, okay, $10 or something from Advanced Auto Parts. I got this. I'm also about to wrap it around with tape just to make sure, but I put this on. I let it dry for a day, and I'll put a layer on, let it dry, and put another layer on just to be safe and let it dry. And just ran the car, let it rain for like 15 minutes, gave it some revs, put the AC fully on the heat, and the car is pretty good. There's no leaks. It's super dry. I'm about to wrap it up with tape just to make sure, you know, nothing does happen. But if this issue does come back with a leak, same spot, I am definitely going to change the whole hose. I did a pretty cheap fix. I mean, some people are going to hate me because, oh, you did a cheap fix. Why didn't you take it to the dealer? You got a C63, blah, blah, blah. Listen, whether it's a dealer or your mother-in-law, whoever it is, if someone plays with the parts on this car, when it doesn't come from factory, things could snowball and could get worse and worse. So I just did this fix because it's a generic fix. I said, hey, it doesn't hurt to try before, you know, I bolt off a lot of factory torqued components, and God forbid something worse can happen down the road because I do that. Obviously, if there is a leak, like I said, I will change the whole hose, fix it up. But if you do have the same issue, I would suggest you go ahead and just fix it like how I did. Other than that, take it to your local mechanic. Don't play with it, and just fix it up, because you know this car does cost quite a bit, and so does the engine. The engine actually costs more than this whole car. Now, please subscribe if you're new here. Give me a thumbs up. Like, we just hit 1K, and we're about to celebrate for that. I'm about to show you guys amazing content, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me, and I'm truly blessed. Okay, this is just the start. God knows where we're gonna be from a year from now, 2 years from now. I can't wait to see. Stay tuned. Comment what you want to see down below.